So here I have the AirDoctor 3500. I'm a huge fan of AirDoctor. We've had several in our family over the years. I've done a lot of research on it, and this is the best bang for the buck that I've found. I just want to walk you through kind of how to set it up when you first get it. It's pretty basic. There's not a lot to it, but you do probably want to know all the ins and outs of it. So basically when you get it, you're going to get a couple different filters, and really easy to install. What you're going to want to do, there's a front cover here. There's a magnet right in here. You just pull this off, and there's a couple grooves at the bottom with this here that basically they fit into. Really easy to put in, take off, everything else. Then you're going to want to open these up. A nice UltraHEPA filter, which these are pretty amazing at all of the particles and everything that they can get out. Like I said, I've done a ton of research, and these are by far the best that I've seen. And so basically, really easy. The UltraHEPA filter goes in first. There's arrows pointing. It goes in this way. So you put the bottom in first and just go ahead and push this back just like that. And then the next thing we have is the carbon filter and the pre-filter. So I'm going to show you how that all works. Let me go ahead and open this up here. Basically, got the arrows. You can hear there's carbon inside there and charcoal, and so it's a great filtering system. Also, this will come off. It's Velcroed on there, and so what I like to do to make these last a little longer is you can vacuum the front, the pre-filter. Then I like to take this off and vacuum the whole carbon filter, and then I do the UltraHEPA filter as well. And so what's nice about that is it does help them last a little longer. It's nice to get new filters, but they can get a little spendy over time. And so how this installs, same thing. You've got arrows here. The arrow side always faces up, and then you just put this in just like this and put the cover on the front back on. It has a nice little easy snap in like that. Really simple, really straightforward. I'm going to scoot this up here so you can kind of see how it works. There's basically a power button that'll turn it on. You have a speed button, so you can change the speeds however you'd like. There's also an auto filter button, which I really like. I usually run that consistently throughout the day. What this does is there's a filter, or there's a little sensor on the side here, right in this little area. That senses what the air quality is and how it's doing. And so if the air quality is bad and you have it on auto, if this light turns yellow or red, yellow is medium polluted air, red is highly polluted air. And so when it's on auto, just like this, when you hit the auto button, it will cycle the fan to blow harder and to really push to get the air out of there. It can be a little annoying if you have guests over or if you're trying to watch TV and it goes off. It's nice to know that you're filtering the air, but also sometimes it's inconvenient. So if that's the case, all you have to do is hit the speed, back to the speed number 1, and then it won't kick on even if this goes yellow or red. So pretty straightforward there. There's a nice little timer button on it, and also an ionizer, and I love the ionizer. That was one of the main things that drew me to AirDoctor, is for the price, their ionizer is pretty amazing. So what an ionizer does is it will actually take particles, it ionizes them and allows them, it binds to the particle that's floating in the air, and with that ion it'll make it heavy and take it to the ground, where this will do a better job of sucking up everything that's in your air. So that's a nice feature. There's a lot of people that state that it also can help with viruses, bacteria, things like that. And then right over here there's an UltraHEPA button or light, and a carbon light, and a replace. So what's nice about this is that these will light up when it's time to replace these. I do believe it's automated on how much time you've used it, but not based off of if you've cleaned the filters and done things like that. It seems like it's about 4 to 6 months when these will start kicking on. And so, replacing the filters all the time can get expensive. So what I've done, like I said, you can vacuum out the filters and do some things that way that help them last longer, especially if you stay up on it. One thing to note, when these lights do go on, you'll probably be like, well, how do I turn them off? It's really simple. It tells you right here on the front. If you hold the auto and dim button at the same time, it'll reset those filter lights. So if you're having any issues with that, you know, it's definitely not a bad thing. The only other thing is the dim. This was one of the biggest reasons I originally got AirDoctor. So I didn't want to have an air filter. It's kind of hard to see because the lights are pretty bright right now, but you can see this little blue ring. That is, will show you if it's yellow or red. And then also there are lights up here that light up. So I didn't want to be sleeping in the middle of the night and have a bright LED light or anything like that in my view. And so what I love about this is that you can just hit the dim button. You can see that that light went away and none of the functionality of it stops. It stays running really well. And, you know, like I said, I've been a huge fan on this. I did a lot of research before purchasing my AirDoctor, and because I was really concerned about all the different price points. There's some really expensive machines. There's some that aren't real expensive, but they don't have an ionizer. And for me, this definitely was the best. And I've watched a lot of their studies on, if you ever are curious, you can go see some of the AirDoctor case studies and things like that, where they'll put this in a enclosed chamber with a ton of smoke, and it will just, I mean, take away the smoke almost like within minutes. So really cool. I love it. And if you're looking for a really good air purifier, I would definitely highly recommend this one.